About 20 minutes ago, I received an email. It was an email from one of those big box retailers of musical instruments. I don't know how they got my email address, but somehow they seem to email me once a day without fail, and they have all these eye-catching headlines. And the headline of today's spammity email said, "Pare down your musical rig."
How in the
world am I supposed to pare down this? Oh yes, it's another wonderful day in the world of looping because Loopy Pro continues to exist. The new version, the 1.1, and all of its version upgrades continue to be awesome. Today I am sharing 3 of the things that really help to simplify Loopy Pro for me, that just help make my experience in music making and making loop music that much easier. First thing that has helped me out so much, just so much, is a thing that I like to call control buttons. I was having a lot of difficulty clearing clips when I wanted to be done with them, when I wanted to erase them and put something else in them, or when I just was done with them.
Delete it. Gone.
And I was also having trouble with the gesture of raising and lowering the volume, which you are supposed to sort of dial your finger around a clip to raise it and lower it. And sometimes I was wanting to do that, and not all the time, but sometimes I was getting like a pop-up menu or some other thing other than what I wanted, which was the volume going up and down. So as you can see, like with this clip right here, which is labeled Y1, there is a button right next to it which is also labeled Y1. I'll give you a quick tour of the functions. When you press it, it starts recording. When you press it again, it finishes recording. When you long press it, it deletes it and flushes everything out of there. If you record something into it, then you can swipe up to increase the volume and swipe down to decrease the volume. And you can swipe left and it will just stop sounding temporarily. Swipe left again and it will resume at the top of the clock there. If you want the old way of pausing and unpausing where it doesn't restart at the top of the clock, swipe right, it just pauses but the clock still keeps going around. Swipe right again, unpauses or it begins to sound again. Very cool. I love control buttons. They make everything so much easier for me. I even have other different types of control buttons. Like I have those for controlling clips. I also have these control buttons down at the bottom here for controlling instruments. Swipe up and the instrument pops up. Swipe down, it pops down again. And I'll pop it up. And when you press it, it turns it on and off. It mutes and unmutes it. It idles, or it turns that little button to either idle or on. And the new thing with Loopy Pro 1.1, it even allows you to inverse. There's a new thing for when you use the pencil to go into the canvas and you look in here. You can see it has invert value, which is just a little thing. I mean, it doesn't do a whole lot, but it just changes so that that light is toggled for when it's on and when it's off, because it used to be that when you turn that button on and it lights up, then that would mean it was muted, and when you touched it again and that light goes off, then that would mean it was unmuted, and that seemed a little backwards to me, or counterintuitive, and I like it better this way. So now I just flip that little toggle. Problem solved with that. That's just like a bonus. But anyway, there are buttons, and they have, you know, those 4 different swipe directions, and they have long presses, and they have 2 finger taps, and they have all these different things that can be easier than the gestures, and you can use them to make things easier for yourself. I do, and things are easier.
It's so much easier this way.
The number two thing that I do to make things easier on myself, and it makes things easier for me, this particular tip may not be helpful for everybody. Some people find that this makes things more complicated. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. But for me, using modules, like little teeny pop-up screens that you can make yourself and you can decide what goes in them, and they just are there on the screen temporarily and they can help you do things. It's like a little teeny Loopy Pro inside of your big Loopy Pro. I'll show you an example. I have this on this C screen. I have a bunch of sliders that are labeled input effects, and I have a bunch of sliders that are labeled output effects. I don't really want to be flipping to my C screen very often. I don't ever really want to be flipping to my C screen. So I also have modules that I can pop up and down from every screen, from A, B, and C. I have this little menu that's the same on A, B, and C. And those buttons let me pop up some modules, including, like this one, input effects. And that is just a more handy layout to me. I have the controls, the sliders arranged in the order that I'm most likely to use them, and so at any given time I can pop up this input effects little teeny mini module thing and slide some effects around and then just pop it down when I'm done.
Absolutely brilliant.
And again, as I said before, and I fully admit, it is complicated to code these modules, but you can just, pretty soon, I will be releasing my new main template, my modular template, where I will have done all the work for you, and you can just use my work, or you can reverse engineer my work. You can just like look at my templates and dig in and see how they're coded, and see you can just copy and paste things into your templates, or I mean, it's just there for you to study, learn from, or use as is. Whatever you like. Do what you want. Number 3, really cool thing that I'm very excited about that I talked about a couple videos ago, but I'm still just talking about it because I'm still over the moon about it, is let's open up this module, which is called Playtime.
Playtime!
And you will see that I have just started delving into the world of building my own playing surfaces. And I have just newly revamped this. I have made some videos in the past about how much I love this Tonitz chart, and how much I wish that somebody would just, I get it that, the piano roll is familiar, like this, 12 chromatic keys laid out like a piano with the 2 sharp flats and then the 3 sharp flats and then the 2 and the 3 and the like a piano. I get it that that's familiar and that a lot of people understand that and are comfortable with that, and that it's a good system for people for playing the Western music 12-tone thing.
Oh, it's fine.
But there are other ways that we could be arranging this thing, and a Tonitz chart, I have just realized, first I had made this right angle Tonitz chart because I was thinking, we just have squares and rectangles to work with, we don't have like the hexagons and the triangles and all that. And this right angle Tonitz chart is really cool. You can work with it and begin to learn it, and it's fun to like rewire your brain to play this way. But also just the actual Tonitz chart, where they have like the diagonals, could just be accomplished by just skewing them a little bit to each other, and you can make diagonals even with just rectangles and squares, I find out. So, I mean, just in a real quick glossing over type of summary, I will just tell you that when these buttons are laid out this way, anytime that you press like a downward triangle of 3 keys, like this D, F sharp, A, that's always going to be a triad. And anytime you do the inverted upward triangle, D, F, A, that's going to be the minor chord are the same thing, and you can just jump all around. You could just play, you know, major chords to your heart's content with just downward triangles everywhere. And like you can learn all kinds of different shapes for all kinds of different chords, seventh chords, and you know, just whatever. And you can just translate them around, you can just shift them around, and if you learn like a sequence of notes to any particular melody, any particular song, if you like learn it sort of graphically, like which notes do I, you can just transpose it so easy. You just move over, play the same thing, and you get it in a different key. There's just so many, it's just, music is just fun. And you could just have so much fun with music all day, every day. Yeah, however you want to think about music, it's all unlocked for you here in Loopy Pro. You can just make your own playing screens and play easier than ever before. So those are 3 things that are like really helping me. I have been having so much more fun making music lately. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed and you want to get more videos like this about looping stuff in the future, please do subscribe. And loop on, my friends, loop on.